Hey guys, Liquid Fire here. Thanks for joining me again tonight. So we are back in Way of the Hunter because there's a new critter to check out. So if you look down here on the bottom left, there is a Thanksgiving gift and turkeys are here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the more info. So there's a Thanksgiving update, a feathered gift. The Eastern wild turkey is now part of Way of the Hunter, free for everyone. And they're in the Nez Perce Valley and Matariki Park. So it's time to celebrate Thanksgiving in Way of the Hunter, and what better way than with one of the most requested additions since release? The Eastern Wild Turkey has officially joined the hunt free for everyone and arriving just in time for the Thanksgiving season. These iconic birds now roam Nez Perce Valley and Matariki Park, bringing a new layer of challenge and atmosphere to the wild. Recognizable by their fan-shaped tails and glossy feathers, wild turkeys may look heavy, but they're fast and agile. Find their need zones to unlock more details in the encyclopedia. You've asked for turkeys since day one, and we're happy to bring this long requested addition to all players. Happy Thanksgiving, hunters! So, yes, we do have a new update. It's version 1.29.1, and all it has is turkey. There's no bug fixes, none that are released anyway. There may be some in the back end, but there's none that are outlined as being resolved. Maybe by the time this goes live, they add some in. But the bulk of this, and really all it's about, is the Eastern wild turkey. So for everyone who's been begging for them, they're here now. Now, something that I've kind of said when we're talking about turkeys for a long time is if you're going to do turkeys, you have to do them right. You can't make them like a pheasant. They've got to be acting like a turkey. So we'll take a look at them, walk through how they hunt, and all of that. So I actually went through early on and found a couple herds, flocks, whatever, of turkey, shot them so I could get the encyclopedia information. So I went ahead and recorded that. So we're going to cut to that while I get ready to start a new hunt here. All right, guys, so here is all of the encyclopedia information about the Eastern wild turkey. We're just going to kind of start at the top and work our way down. So the wild turkey is the heaviest land fowl, with males, toms, or gobblers. Also, jakes, if they're in the first year. They didn't mention that here, but toms or gobblers. Known for their fan-shaped tail, glossy wings, and distinct snood. Snood? I don't know how you're supposed to say it. We're going to say snood. And wattle on their throat. They're a tier 1. They're a bird, of course. The recommended hit energy is 20 to 1200 joules. So when you compare it to something like the guinea fowl, it's almost 1000 joules more. Pheasants go to 402. So they can take a lot more. Their life cycle is just like the other birds, so your land fowls. So you've got the same type of thing going on. So at midnight, they'll be eating. At 3, they'll be sleeping. At 9, they'll be eating. At 1700, they'll be sleeping again. No drink zones, just the 4 zones. That's all they have because that's the way they do the land birds. Their weights, this all looks correct. So no issues with the way the encyclopedia is built for the turkeys. So they're young for 1 year. Both males and females are the same. They're adult for 2 years. So years 2 and 3, they'll be adult. And for mature, they're mature for 2 years as well. So for years 4 and finally 5 is their last year. So they're not super long lived. So that's nice. Now, that's kind of normal for turkey in the wild. If they survive kind of well, then they can live up to 10 years in the wild, it looks like. But 5 years is completely plenty long enough. We don't need them to be longer. I think it's a good call to keep them relatively short-lived. So everything looks good here. Body variations, males are significantly larger and heavier than females. Females have a much duller coloration. We'll look at them. You'll see what the looks are and all that. So don't worry. We'll kind of showcase the male and female. Habitat. So the primary habitat is the highland forest and the lowland forest. I have not looked everywhere in the maps yet. I haven't been into Diamond Drill, for example. I did go to Haley Witch. There are definitely some in Haley. But they should be in the private lands for highland and lowland both. And their secondary habitat is the mountains. Their trophy type is weight. Now, we'll talk about that later on in the video. but that is what their trophy type is. If we take a look at the trophy ranges, I'm not going to read through the numbers, but they all look correct. So there's no odd numbering or anything like that. 468 is the starting range for fives. It's about 89.6, I believe. Let me double check that to make sure I'm not lying. Yep, 89.6 is about where the 5-star fitness threshold actually is, and the scoring is spot on. So for a new animal into the game, no issues in the encyclopedia that I've been able to find. So that's a really, really good thing to see. I'm glad that they took the time and effort to make sure it was all correct. I will go ahead and inspect one just so you can get your first look at what they are. So there you go. There is our turkey. So I don't think they're bad looking. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump back and head into the hunt. All right, so there's all the basic information about the turkey, so everything you need to know out of the encyclopedia. And we are down in Halywitz right now. So I found a couple herds, packs, flocks, whatever you want to call them. And one of them's around, we'll say around here. The other one's around in here. I think it might be a little further down, actually, but that's close enough. So we're just going to hop into UTV and drive down to about here, and then we'll walk down and take a look at them. So we'll go jump in the vehicle here and pick up as soon as we're in the right location to get started. All right, so we should have some turkey down here to the west. Now, something to be aware of, there are no tracks on the ground. There's, of course, the need zones or whatever, but to go from zone to zone, there's no tracks to follow or anything like that, so you won't be looking for any type of turkey prints or scrapes or any of that. So one of the things that's kind of always been in kind of the forefront of my mind when it comes to turkey. Oh, there one just called out. There was a little gobble. If you're going to do turkeys, you have to do them right. And that means they can't really just be like pheasants, for example. Turkey are a very skittish species in real life. So when you hunt them, you're not walking around through the woods just stalking and tromping around and hoping. Generally, you set up on a stand. You're in good camouflage, covered up well. You're not moving, and you're using your caller to call them into you. Now, maybe you set up in a near a field where they're roosting, and once they fly down off roost or whatever, you can hunt them. So there's another turkey call. That's, to me, sounds like what we call a purr. It's certainly not the yelp that we're most used to hearing. And that wasn't a good gobble either. So we're going to sneak down here a little bit closer. Oh, I got too close. There was one right here beside me I didn't see him. Now we'll just follow these guys down this way. They'll fly off again here in just a second. And when they land, they'll be done. That may seem familiar to some of you guys. Alright, so there's us a turkey. And there's another turkey. So we'll kind of get in so you can get a good look at what the male looks like. Ooh, I hit the wrong button there. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll gobble and give us a nice display. Doesn't seem like he wants to. So there's a female. We'll go zoom in on her so you can get a look at what a female looks like. There's one over here behind me somewhere. I hear him. Oh, he's up on the hill. I should have waited before I spooked him a little bit, but that's all right. Anyway, so you kind of see what the two different sexes look like. They're definitely dimorphic. And there we go. I was hoping to have a couple of them together to make it easy to show how... Oh, she's decided to fly off. Okay. Now he's going to fly again. Nope, he's not. Okay, I don't know what that was all about. Maybe this one over here near me decided to spook itself. I don't know. So I don't even know where he is. Let's go ahead and walk over to him. Now again, with turkeys in real life, you have to be very, very careful. You can't just go walking around while they can see you, especially. So yeah, you have to be really careful around these guys. You don't want to spook them. Because turkey are very, very, very spooky. Oh, there he went. So yeah, there's some issues going on with this. We're going to go ahead and shoot one here just so we can check that out. So by now you've probably picked up on their behaviors and are quickly beginning to see that they act just like pheasants. So this is a 71%, 276.8. The good thing is the scoring, and I think I mentioned it in the other piece, the scoring and the information in Encyclopedia all appears to be correct. So here's a little closer look. Now the thing will stop. The thing that bothers me is the beard length. So this is a 1-star adult, and you know, kind of take a look at the beard. Okay, so we're going to taxidermy him. And now we're going to go find another turkey over here somewhere. There he is. Now there's just a 3-star. So we're going to very cautiously and very carefully slowly work our way over to this turkey. Oh, he's gobbling. Let's see if we can get a display. Oh, there you go. Do it again. There it is. Ah, there we go. So we got to see the display. Let's walk in so we can get a line of sight. There we go. And we're a whopping 26 meters away. Because I was very, very cautious and careful about how I walked in on them. And yeah, I'm just using the 308 on them. So this one, if you remember, was a 3-star mature. Okay, so scoring out at 377. Nothing great. Not going to be making 5 or anything. But is that beard any bigger? Definitely doesn't seem to be much longer to me. So we're going to taxidermy him. Now I heard one down here. I think it's a female, it says. Looks like, yeah, it's a female. No red around the head. Alright, so we're going to walk on down this way. There's another flock down here. And we'll just kind of showcase how hard it is to find them. So there's your ground. It's just like a pheasant with the feathers. And that'll open up your bird. Oh, and we have one calling down here. He's about 100 meters out. And on this one, we're actually going to spook these guys on purpose, just to watch how they behave. Alright, so they're down here somewhere. Yeah, you just barely see them. Alright, so we got a female here, we got a female here. We'll watch this female, well, one of these, once we actually get them spooked. Alright, so they fly up and off, and then they're going to land, and then they're going to jump up and fly off again. There we go. And then they're going to land. It's hard to see through the trees. There they go. And they land, and they're done. That's it. Just like a frickin' pheasant. That's all they are. I hate to say it, but the turkeys are nothing more than pheasants. They look different. I mean, they've got turkey clothes on, so that's cool. There's a gobbler. Oh, no, sorry, I was wrong. But yeah, I mean, they've got, turkey clothes on, but they don't act at all like turkeys to me. And something that really bothers me is there's no yelps. You get the gobble and you get the purr, but the most common sound that a turkey makes in real life is that yelp. That they're and they're not doing that at all. And that's to me a miss. Oh, there's an adult. Oh, where you at? He's going to fly up again. With all them trees, can't get a good shot at him. There we go. We'll go pick him up. So yeah, for me, whoa, I spooked something down there. For me, the turkeys are just a big miss. There's no collar for them, which is horrible. There's no skittishness to them. They're not at all spooky. Effectively, they are pheasants. And I'll showcase a little more about that here in just a second. You can kind of get a look at the display. Alright, so this is a 78% 1-star adult. And again, does that beard really look that much different? I don't really think so. So we've got a 71% adults, a 60% 3-star, and then another 78% adult. If we look at that 3-star, there's his beard. And there's his beard. So, I don't know. The other thing that really bothers me is in the scoring. The entire scoring is around weight. There's no measuring the beard. There's no measuring the spurs, which I get not everybody measures the spurs, but I don't know anybody who hunts turkey and they don't measure the beard. Yes, the weight absolutely matters, but the beard, I mean, that's a big thing, you know? So, I don't know. To me, a lot of this is just a really big swing and a miss. I mean, I don't think they look horrible. I mean, I don't think it's a horrible looking bird. Let's see if we have... Here's a pheasant. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't think they look bad. I think they act horribly, and effectively they're just pheasants. So if I can get it to show... Oh, come on. So his need zones are here, 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 and here, effectively. That's the entire range. Just like pheasants, they only have the eat and sleep. There is no drink. And they just go back and forth between the four. But the reality is, if you find a single one of them, you have the herd icon. Just go to where that icon is, and you're close enough to hear them call from wherever they are. So as long as you find any zone, they're super easy to find. Now, something that you may notice right now is the fitness. So I'm in Halywich, which is private land, and it's the one of the primary habitats, being highland forest. So we're in private land, primary habitat. So this should be our best opportunity for some good turkey out of the gate. But look at that percentage. The peak of it is at about 50%. The low end cap is at 50%. So looking at that, you would think that I would have nothing but 50%ers in here. Or somehow I have some that are much lower than that to pull it down, but the cap's at 50%. So you've seen what we've been killing so far, and that's certainly not a bunch of 50s. So I think, at least for me, the fitness is broken on them, which that very well may be me, since I have issues out of the wolves in Aurora Shores. But yeah, something's definitely amiss here. And the bad thing is, whenever I do kill stuff and jump to a new year, this just goes to stable. I've done it a few times now already. So like I said, I actually did this hunt and recording once before, and just didn't have the mic recording properly, so I lost all the audio. But I've already seen it do it several times now. I've only found these two herds. I've not went looking around a ton for others. But we'll jump up here and we'll change to a new year, because I want to take out a Jake as well, so you can see how the beard looks on a Jake. So we're just going to skip 3 days here. Alright, and now we're just going to drive back down like we did before. And there may be birds right around here that I don't know about. I just went down to the bottom and looked for them there to begin with. So, alright, we'll catch up in a sec. So yeah, there may be flocks of them right around the camp. I don't know. I just came down here to the bottom and started looking for them and found them. So I've just used these to kind of work with. Oh, I forgot to show you. So this is going to be stable. We took out a bunch of birds, but no change. Now they were higher than the average, so it makes sense that it would only go down. I don't know how I'm supposed to fix this. how do you get the fitness to come up if everything is, 60, 70% that you're killing? Your overall fitness is at 50% and the lowest cap is at 50%. I'm not sure. I mean, ideally, I could find some lower fitness ones, close to 50, take them out, and hope that when they spawn back in, they spawn a little higher. We got some bunnies down here. I hear them. But yeah, so I'm just kind of disappointed. And I'm not saying that that's going to be the case for everybody with the fitness being messed up. I already have problems out of it with Aurora Shores. So my wolves in Aurora Shores, as most of y'all know, are jacked up. So I'm not at all surprised that these guys are also a little goofy. And it may be something that they just need to fix before launch. So it could be an issue that needs to be addressed. I don't know. So we're going to walk right to these guys. And we should hear them call out. You know what? I didn't even pay attention to what time it was. 7. So it's before their eat zone. So they should be in their sleep zones. Oh, there we go. That's all it takes to find them. We're not even all the way there yet. But they're all so close that it's absolutely no problem to find them. Basically, you hunt them like pheasants. Go to their zone, walk in on them, and shoot them. If they fly away, just watch them. They're going to land, fly again, land, and then you can shoot them. Maybe that's what we'll do with these guys. We'll just walk right in and spook them again. Nah, we'll just... Well, I might spook one on accident. Where's he at? There he is. There was a gobble. There you go. So that's the gobble. Let's see if we can't take a couple out here. Oh, he dipped his head down. Raise your head back up. Not you. Oh, that'll work. You just come all the way up. Alright, so there we took out a couple males. So this is a young. So 51% young. This is the type I need to take out, the 51%ers. And his score is going to be super low. But again, well, his head's down, so it's hard to tell. But that's not a Jake beard. Yeah, that's a full-on beard. It's not a huge beard, but... And we took out this guy. Ooh, we almost missed him. So this was a 2-star adult. 72%, wouldn't make 5. And again, same beard. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to the spurs if they're the same size too. But if the beard doesn't seem to be changing much, and maybe it's changing some, but it's not enough to stand out and be noticeable. So to me, that's kind of unimpressive. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I mean, I don't think they look horrible. They're pretty easy to find whenever you find a zone. The bad thing is their zones are so small. Like if we take a look at this guy, well, if it'll show it. So you can see here, here, and then the other two are like here and here. That's their entire zone. It's super easy to find the birds once you find the zone. The thing is, the zone, even on the ground, is a really small area. So it's going to be difficult to just kind of wander around and find them. Once you figure out where they are, they're easy to find. But finding the actual zone is a little more difficult. I think this is it right here. Should have all 4 of them. Well, what in the world? will it not pop any? So, okay, so that was his zone. That gives you an idea of the size of the zone, though. So that's his entire set, all 4. And of course, this guy, we've got these 3, and the other one's over here. So yeah, not exactly hard to find these guys. To me, I'm going to be honest. I'm not impressed. The lack of a collar on turkey is horrible. The fact that they are just pheasants, literally, same exact behaviors. You can walk right in on them, walk up to them with no issues. That's not good. They're not at all skittish. They're not spooky. I mean, nothing you do seems to bother them. I'm going to pull a piece of video out of the first hunt. I'll have to do a little bit of voiceover on it. But you can get so close to them, it's not even funny. And you saw even on this hunt, we were right up next to one. Had him literally, you could have reached out and pet him. I get that. Yeah, I know how to approach animals. I know how to be careful and let them walk in and all that. There's a difference between that and just being entirely too reserved, I guess, not spooky enough. They just don't act like turkey at all. Nothing about this feels like hunting turkey. And the calls, the gobble is, we'll call it okay. The purr, it's fine for a purr, but they have the turkeys purring all the time. That's not the most common call for a turkey. Turkeys yelp. That's, you know, I'll pull a sound clip from somewhere and put it in here, and that's what yelping sounds like. You know what? I'll plan on it, and we'll say here, this is what turkeys sound like. Okay, so that's what they sound like. That's not what we have in game. So for me, it's just a miss, a swing and a miss. The community's getting what they're asking for. Everybody, was begging for turkey, and I'm not against having turkey. My whole thing was from the beginning, if you're going to do turkeys, you have to do them right, and we didn't. It's just my personal opinion. Maybe everybody else loves this and they think it's great. To me, this just isn't a good turkey hunting experience. So it is what it is. But they're free. We didn't have to pay for them or anything like that, so that's nice. And maybe over time they get improved and we get some more collars and stuff. We'll go pop. Well, actually, I'm just going to walk, not even slow down. We'll bring up the binoculars here. Of course, if I do that, he'll go into slow walk. We'll just walk. I don't know where he went. I don't see him anymore. I'll turn off hunter sense. I don't know where he's at. Oh, right there behind the tree. I mean, look how close we can get. Literally, before he ever flew. Alright, and he's going to land and take off again. And we're going to run up here when he takes off. Okay, so he's going this way. And there we go. 16 meters away. It's crazy. Oh, is he not going to fly a second time? Oh, there it is. It was just very delayed. Oh, I missed. Oh my gosh. That big fat bird and I missed twice. Good Lord, that's embarrassing. Now I gotta go shoot him just to kill him. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to cut in some of the other clips now and let them play, and then we'll come back and wrap up from here. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Where you at? There, we got you. Okay. Let me go pick him up, and then we'll cut to the other clips and wrap up. That's actually really good. I'm glad I did that, so you get a really good look at how they look all spread out. All right, so we're going to taxi him. So I'm going to let some of these other clips kind of play through. A couple interesting things that happened. Probably mostly the one where I got really close. But we'll let them play, and then we'll catch up at the lodge. We'll put a couple of these on the wall so you can see the way they look on the mantle or whatever, and we'll wrap things up. All right, so we're just going to show one little part of the hunt here where we get in on another turkey pretty close. Now, something that I haven't seen is a 5-star. So I've been talking about the beards, and I think they do look a little thicker on some of the bigger birds, but certainly not longer like you would expect to see as you get bigger and bigger birds. But they do appear to be a little bit thicker, so that's good. And maybe a 5-star is significantly different. I haven't seen one, so I can't say that they're absolutely not noticeably different. But let's take a look at this guy here. So we found one. We're already super close to him. Yeah, we're 10 yards away, and we're just going to walk on in. Now, granted, this is moving slow, so we're not just walking fast, but we're now 5 yards or meters away, 3 meters away. 0.8 meters. I'm literally poking him with the barrel of the gun. So yeah, you can you can get really close to a wild turkey. And if you've ever heard the phrase that if you can salt a bird's tail, you can catch it, well, I guarantee I could salt this guy. I'm literally pushing him down the hill. He doesn't care. Maybe he just doesn't see me. So if I go around front, maybe we can spook him that way. Yeah. These are turkeys. Literally walking into me. And finally he flies off. Let's go ahead and take a shot at him. Alright, we'll go pick him up. Now, something that I had noticed when I was actually editing the video, and I didn't notice it at all when I was first looking at the screenshots and stuff when I was shooting them flying. And I don't know what's going on here. Why are we... I don't know. I must have been saying something. But take a look at the head whenever they're flying. When you see the picture here in the flame screen, just showing you what it looks like all spread out on the ground. So I think they look all right as far as that goes. I think it's a very sparse tail on it, and maybe the 5s have bigger tails. I don't know. But look at the snoodle on this guy. It's sticking straight out. And maybe for some reason it sticks out when they're flying, and I've never, taken pictures of turkey as they fly to see that, but that seems like an odd position for it to be in. And of course it's cut off in this image, talking about the beard, but there you go. There you can see it really sticking out. So yeah, it's a little odd. All right, so we're back in the cabin here. I found this diorama. It allowed us to put in the turkey. It should be a wolf chasing the turkey here. So let's see if we can find... I wonder if they will fit on a plaque anywhere. Let's see. No, not on that one. Not on those. This is a smaller one here. Doesn't fit on them either. That's my first 5-star ever. Wow. So I'm struggling to find a good place to put these guys. I'm not going to go on that. There's nothing here. How about that? Don't think it's going to be on these. Maybe. No. Wow. Okay. So I'm really struggling to find anything other than this one. Alright, well, I don't know where all they should go. Red fox attacking 2 turkeys. Okay, so we'll put the fox there. And then we'll do a turkey. Doesn't matter which one. Don't know the turkey. So there's another diorama. I don't know. Do I have a wolf? Let me see if I have a wolf. Yeah, we got a 5-star. I need to taxi a bunch of stuff. So there's a couple dioramas. Kind of see how they look stuffed. That wolf looks really good from here. Alright guys, so that's it. I don't have anything else to say about it. I apologize for having to clip stuff together and all that, but it just seemed like that'd be the way to go to make this kind of the best look. Yeah, so swing and a miss. Sorry, not a fan. Now again, I don't think the turkeys look bad. Like, to look at them, I don't think they look bad. I just think that they absolutely missed the mark on all the things that are important with turkey. They are effectively pheasants. And that's kind of sad. But we got turkey. Alright guys, you have a good night. God bless and happy hunting.